My name is Sheila Dillon. Today I'm here to talk about things to do before and during an interview. Like many people, I've looked for employment and sent my application and resume to various companies in the past. The companies look through their pool of prospective employees and call the individuals whose resumes look the most promising for the positions that they have open. Congratulations! You got the job interview. Now what should you do? First of all, be prepared. Interviews can be exciting and scary all at the same time, so it helps if you take some time to prepare for each interview before you go. Constant preparation is the key to success. While most of us keep our resume updated, sometimes we forget to properly prepare for each individual interview by reviewing not only the items that are applicable to interviewing in general, but also those things which are specific to each job interview. First, you should start with some research. Research the organization. How old is it? What is its history? What products and services does it offer? What's its purpose and who does it serve? What is the organizational structure? Then you want to research the person who's interviewing you. Are you going to speak to an HR representative? Will you be talking to the hiring manager? What's that person's role in the organization? You're also going to want to find out what problems the organization needs to overcome and how you can help them do that. Revisit the job description. What are the job duties of this position? How well do you understand them? What skills do you have that will transfer into this new role? Then you might want to contact people in similar fields and ask them questions about the job. What do they have to say about it? How do they like it? What are the pros? What are the cons? The answers to all these questions will help prepare you to answer questions during the interview and to ask pertinent questions about the position. Remember, an interview is not only a chance for prospective employers to decide if you would be a good fit for their company, but also for you to decide if their organization is a good fit for you. So you need to know yourself. Be honest when talking to them about your skills. Talk about how you're turning your weaknesses into opportunities for learning and how that will benefit their company. And don't be afraid to brag a little. Tell them about your accomplishments. Talk about what you've done and be proud of that. Then think about what are the deal breakers for this position. Know what you're willing to accept. For instance, are you willing to travel or relocate? What concessions are you willing to make in order to take this job? Think about what you want them to remember from this interview about you. Most employers ask a set of standard questions that are similar to most other companies. Know how you're going to answer those questions. What if you're faced with a really tough question that you didn't know how to answer? How are you going to deal with that? It might behoove you to take some time to practice that. Practice makes perfect. So go over the interview process with a mentor or a friend. And be prepared to sell yourself as the right candidate for that position. No one else can better promote the benefits of hiring you than you. You also want to always be prepared with copies of any paperwork that they need. Copies of your resume, your references, any other paperwork you might need, like transcripts or letters of recommendation. Take extra copies in case you're faced with more than one interviewer or you have a panel interview because you don't want to run out, you don't need anybody sharing. There are also a few items that are critical for every interview. Do you know where you're going? Do you have the address? How long is it going to take to get there? Don't get lost or be late because you forgot to get directions. And don't wait until the last minute. Test your route beforehand so you'll know, is there extra traffic? Is there construction? Do I need to go another way? Are there one-way streets? You won't know unless you take that test route to find out. Then prepare your wardrobe. Don't wait until the last minute to iron your suit or shine your shoes. First impressions are important and you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. Plan your accessories too. A smartwatch and a business-like portfolio make you look polished and professional. So make sure that you have on everything that makes you look like the consummate business professional that you are. Now that you've spent some time researching, practicing answers, and gathering everything you need for your interview, there are some final things that are important to do. Double check the date and time and place of your interview. Being in the wrong place at the right time won't be helpful. You also want to be well rested for your interview, so make sure you get plenty of sleep the night before and eat a good healthy breakfast that morning. Make notes about the questions you want to ask during the interview. And please, before you exit your car, put away the gum, the food, the drinks, and your cell phone. You can live for an hour without them, I promise you. Once you arrive at your interview, many people get nervous. But remember, you're prepared. So relax, put a smile on your face, and greet everyone you see warmly, whether it's the janitor, the receptionist, or the president of the company. Offer a firm handshake to those people that you're going to be sitting down and talking with. And only sit when you're asked to do so. Lean forward slightly to convey attention and interest. Make sure your body language is appropriate. Sometimes it's hard to listen to everything someone is saying before you want to start failing your answer in your head. But make sure you listen carefully before forming that answer so you don't miss anything important. While you're interacting with the interviewer, maintain eye contact, but don't stare at them. Make sure your body language conveys a positive message. Don't cross your arms, don't cross your legs, don't fidget. Maintain a pleasant expression. And make sure that they know that you're feeling good about being there. So once you've answered all the questions the interviewer has for you, make sure you thank them. Reiterate your strengths and skills, tell them that you will be an asset to their company, and ask them for the job. This is your chance to seal the deal and sell yourself to them. Find out what the next steps in the process will be and what kind of timeline they have for making that decision. And finally, make sure you thank them again. Thank them for their time and attention because they didn't have to call you for an interview, so it's a very good thing to make sure they know your appreciation. While the interaction wasn't a social call, it's always nice to let someone know that it's been a pleasure speaking with them and that you're glad to have been there. My final thoughts on this, now that the interview is over, you still haven't finished the process. There are a couple more things you need to do. Follow up with the company. Send them a thank you note. Anyone you had contact with, make sure they get a thank you note. Think of this as one last advertisement for your product, and your product is you. Remind them why you're the candidate they want. And even if you're not chosen for the position, remember, it's a learning process, and you can take new information and skills away from this interview to help you the next time around. Thanks for listening. I'm glad I could be here today. Have a great day.